I used to have a goat. Where did it go? It went to a family who really needed it. You see, giving a family an animal is like giving them a business. The wool, milk, eggs all turn into income for medicine, school, clothing, a better home, a sustainable livelihood. Soon, the family is passing on the gift of the animal's offspring to another family who does the same and on until the whole community is lifted out of poverty. That is where my goat went, and that's why you give to Heifer International.
That's what words are for. Loving, caring, that's what words are for. They help us know each other, they open us up doors. There's love all around the world, love all around the world. My turn, like it when we share. Her turn, his turn, that's the way to play. We'll have lots more fun tomorrow, just like we did today. There's love all around the world, love all around the world.
Steve Kinzie is well known in Brethren circles, and especially at the annual Song and Story Fest. This past year, Steve and his son Seth were featured at the 2019 Song and Story Fest held at Camp Myrtlewood in Southern Oregon. Hello, I'm Brent Carlson. Welcome to Brethren Voices. For those who haven't been to Camp Myrtlewood, it's about 6 miles past remote and about 30 miles east of the big Pacific Ocean. If you know how to get there, it's easy to find. If not, you better ask for directions. We're featuring Steve's concert. He has a poetic voice with gorgeous melodies on guitar. And since 1960, Steve has also been playing the 5-string banjo. We're pleased to present Steve Kinzie with his son, Seth, on the piano.
Winter's day in the to embrace joy and pain, radiant hand reaching through and captured there I saw you, encircling arms of a kittenish flower. Winter's day in a winter's day in Darwin. Mine's the moon.
Heifer International recently celebrated its 75th anniversary of stemming the tide of a hungry world. It started with an idea by Dan West, a member of the Church of the Brethren, who was serving as a volunteer, handing out food, emergency food, in Spain following the Spanish Civil War. Millions in over 100 countries have now received the assistance of Heifer International through the contributions of people like you. Don't you think everyone deserves a life free of hunger and poverty?
During the Spanish Civil War, Dan West, a youthful relief worker of the Church of the Brethren from Indiana, watched with growing frustration as his fellow workers distributed a chalky mixture of dried milk and water. It was obvious to West that the hungry of the world could never be adequately fed on the hand-to-mouth basis of the traditional relief package system. West was convinced that a hungry man needs a continuing source of food. He needs to maintain his self-respect. Above all, he needs hope.
I think in a sense we told you the basic purpose is to provide people with a source of their own food production so they can provide for themselves without having to feel like they're continually on charity.
In other words, the solutions is not for us to send them temporary help, but to help them develop to a point where they can produce their own food and fiber.
That's right.
I think.
Heifer International has assisted millions of people out of hunger and poverty during the last 75 years. Today, Heifer is working in 21 countries alongside local farmers and business owners. Heifer supports farmers and their communities as they mobilize and envision their futures, providing training so they can improve the quantity and the quality of the goods they produce. This allows them to increase sales and income and help those in their community. Check out their website, www.heifer.org. Steve Kinzie began playing banjo in 1960, and he has written dozens of songs and recorded 5 albums of original music. 1 live album, Matter of the Heart with friends Shawn, Kirchner, and Robbie Davis, and 2 albums with the folk singing group Kindling. His music consists of hymns of his childhood, Appalachian folk traditions to jazz-influenced styles. Along with original lyrics, Steve has set to music poems by many poets. Spirituality, Christianity, and Buddhist thought are the foundation of much of his musical writings.
Having no gift of strategy or arms, no secret weapon and no wall defense, I shall become a citizen of love. Having no gift of strategy or arms, no secret and no wall defense, I shall become a citizen of love. My little nation with the blood-stained sun, where even the slain have power, the only country that stands forth an ambassador to God. Renouncing self and crying out to evil to end his war. I seek a land that lies all unprotected like a sleeping child. Nor is my journey reckless and unwise. Who doubts that love has an effective weapon made me greatly surprised. Having no gift of strategy or arms, no secret weapon and no wall defense, I shall become a citizen of love. I shall become a citizen of love.
Nutritious food, clean water, a decent education, access to health care, and a safe and secure environment. They are all fundamental for a life free of hunger and poverty. And yet millions of people can't afford them. Heifer International invests in farmers and business owners around the world because having a source of income can be truly transformational for families and their communities. It all started with one person's insight. Check it out.
There's a child with her questions. What lies beyond the sky? What happens to this rainbow world if all the people die? And we do our best to answer, but we're only flying blind. And wonder how her life will meet all the questions she will find in a given time. A brief and shining strand, life is placed within a human hand. A given time. There's a young man in a manic dance in a loud black leather rage. Oh God, is it just this time, or is it just his age? In a cold metallic graveyard, he's waiting for the sun to rise and for the crystal truth to break through this dark glass of light. In a given time, a brief and shining strand, life is placed within a human hand. A given time. There's a woman in the desert. She's a living flame. She's a fountain flowing from a stone, love's own holy name. And she's crying like Cassandra for cries we will not hear, until the womb of God transforms our brokenness and fear. In a given time, a brief and shining strand, life is placed within a human hand. A given time. There's a man with half a century of looking back to do, good fortune more than he deserves, time has led him to, and he struggles to remember those of peace and hope bereft, live for some just vision, years that he has left in a given time. Brief and shining strand, life is placed within a human hand. A given time. There's a mother in a hometown, age is gathered in her face. For every line of trouble, there's another line of grace. And to the child's question of earth and death and sky, she will know the answer soon, so will you and I. In a given time, brief and shining strand, life is placed within a human hand. A given time.
We want to thank Steve Kinzie and his son Seth Kinzie for sharing their wonderful talents with us at the 2019 annual Song and Story Fest held at Camp Myrtlewood in Oregon. This is Brent Carlson wishing you peace.
The composer of this song is actually in the room. Singing, sharing, that's what words are for. Loving, caring, that's what words are for. They help us know each other, they open lots of doors. There's love all around the world, love all around the world. My turn, like it when we share. Her turn, his turn, that's the way to play. We'll have lots more fun tomorrow, just like we did today. There's love all around the world, love all around the world. You gotta sing that with me next time, okay? Your hand, my hand, fingers, palms and thumbs. Left hand, right hand, fingers, palms and thumbs. When we put our hands together, who knows what we'll get done. There's love all around the world, love all around the world. With your skin, my skin, are pretty much the same. White skin, black skin, you know, it's really the same. It sparkles in the sunshine, oh, it glistens in the rain. There's love all around the world, love all around the world. That's what words are for. Loving, caring, loving.